Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Zurich in Switzerland. Just arrived here by train from Venice. This forms the very last part of my European train tour. I've literally just got less than 24 hours here, so I'm going to be exploring the city and seeing what I can do and seeing what it has to offer. The stressful thing is that I actually ran out of phone data. Yeah, I know. So basically, I didn't know where my hotel was, or I didn't have no communication whatsoever. So trying to log on to a Wi-Fi network wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. They were asking me to input a local phone number, which of course I didn't have. So I eventually logged on to one local network at a cafe and was able to get the information I needed. So don't get caught out like me, stay connected wherever you go. I tried Holofly for the first time and it worked seamlessly in many different countries. They've got a few unlimited options available, so there's a plan for every budget. Now the coverage is vast, connection is easy, just 3 simple steps, and you can even get a 10% discount just by signing up to their newsletter. Now back to the video. So I'm just getting my ticket to take me to my hotel. Now while Zurich is very beautiful, it is also very expensive. So while here, do try and pick up the Zurich travel card for 24 or 72 hours. Now this gives you free transportation on trams, buses, trains, boats, funicular and the cable car as well in the city of Zurich and the surrounding region. The Zurich card also offers numerous other discounts, including culinary surprises, free admission to museums, discounts in Zurich stores and more. Alright, so welcome to my hotel, the Boutique Nemo Hotel. I booked this through booking.com, spent 2 comfortable nights here, and it has a large TV, parquet flooring, large room and spacious bed as well. The bathroom as well, fully tiled and well decorated. So heading on into the evening, I find myself wandering the old cobbled streets of Altstadt, or Old Town. Zurich offers a vibrant, diverse nightlife scene with top popular club bars concentrated around the city centre and the trendy Langstrasse district. This is my first full day here and only day in Zurich. I do like looking at the trams in different cities. This tram here in Zurich has this very authentic old look, but at the same time you can see it's modern. Zurich is so kind, they actually leave free umbrellas just in case it rains. You can pick one up, use it, and I suppose put it back somewhere. No, I'm only joking. I don't know why someone has left their umbrella there. Alright, so if you want to get gorgeous panoramic views of the city, then take this scenic train ride from Zurich main train station up to Uetliberg. Now the cost is 9 francs 20, so a return trip works out to 18 francs 40. Pretty expensive for a 4-mile round trip, but the views are well worth it. If you're in Zurich for just a day, you might find yourself trying to squeeze as many attractions in as possible, but then you may miss out on beautiful strolls like this alongside the River Limmat, which sets a peaceful and calmness for the entire day. Also the Munsterbrook Bridge on the left, which has been connecting the 2 sides of Altstadt Old Town for hundreds of years. Not too far ahead of us is a statue of Ulrich Zwingli. He was one of the key figures behind the Swiss Reformation, and it all started right here in Zurich in the early 1500s. His ideas ended up reshaping not just Zurich, but all of Switzerland. His influence also spread across Europe and helped lay the groundwork for modern Protestant Christianity. Now, one thing that really surprises people about Zurich is the water. The city has over 1,000 public drinking fountains and the water is actually drinkable. I mean, like really clean. Now, most of it comes straight from natural springs and nearby lakes, and it's so well maintained that locals just refill their bottles wherever they are. Now, even the River Limmat, which we're going to see a little bit later on, is clean enough people can even swim in it during the summer. So right here on Bahnhofstrasse is Amtshaus IV. It's one of Zurich's historic city administration buildings. It was originally built in the early 1900s and serves as an administrative centre for the city of Zurich today. The building has also been renovated and modernised over the years to include public-friendly spaces like the city's large-scale model of Zurich, which is a detailed model showing the city's past, present and future development that people can view during the week. Alright, so welcome to one of the most famous streets in Switzerland, the Bahnhofstrasse. It runs straight down from the main train station down toward Lake Zurich and is always busy. Now what's interesting is that it used to be a defensive moat back in the day, and now it's turned into one of the most expensive shopping streets in the world. You've got luxury brands, Swiss banks, cafes and trams all sharing the same space. So even though it's super busy, super polished and yeah, definitely not the cheapest street to shop on, it's great for walking, people watching and just feeling the pace of the city. So we're just approaching the foot of the Münsterbrook Bridge, and just to the right of us is an equestrian statue of Hans Waldemann, a former mayor of Zurich back in the late 1400s. Now Waldemann was probably one of the most influential and certainly the richest confederate of his time, and was at the height of his power. But due to his radical ideas and imposed rigid policies, the city eventually turned against him. He was overthrown and executed not too far from here. Just across the bridge is the Grossmunster, an iconic Romanesque Protestant church in Zurich's Old Town, renowned for its twin towers which were built between 1781 and 1787. The church is historically significant as the starting point of the Swiss-German Reformation under Huldrych Zwingli. It features a 12th century structure, a statue of Charlemagne and offers sweeping panoramic views of the city and Alps. Now here's something I didn't get to do while I was here. It's the USB Polybahn, which is a short historic funicular railway in Zurich. Opened in 1889, it climbs the steep hillside in just a few minutes and offers great views over the old town. It's a very popular attraction for visitors headed to the Polyterrace viewpoint. So just around the corner from here, we are heading to one of Zurich's many outdoor swimming areas called baddies, which are basically open-air lake baths. It's about a 10 to 15 minute walk from the main town centre. Some have diving boards, cafes, changing rooms, etc. During the summer months, the water tends to warm up, often averaging around 20 to 22 degrees Celsius, or even higher if the day is exceptionally warm, making it comfortable for swimming and cooling off. The lake is known for good water quality and is rated clean and safe for swimming, but you should always follow local guidance and avoid swimming immediately after heavy rainfall. Alright, so the day's pushing on and we haven't even been up to Uetliberg yet, so it's back to the train station. Alright, so we are back at the train station. Got to just find out now how to get to that Uetliberg place. Uetliberg via Zurich and these stations here. And this could well be the platform number 13. Could be 13, I don't know. But first thing I'll have to do is get a ticket. Right, yeah, I'm just going to buy this one. Now these lovely ladies over here are giving away free cans of lager. Look at that. Right, I better put these tickets away, you know.
Yesterday I was clever, wanted to change the world.
Alright, looks like we're here. Cool. So welcome to Uetliberg. Now from here we've got about a 10-minute walk to the top. If you're into hiking, then you've come to the right place. There are several hiking trails that start from this very spot. Now, one of them being a relatively short hike, around about an hour and 50-minute hike to Felsnegg. From there, you can take the cable car down to Adliswil. Adults cost 64 francs, children cost 32. So as you can see, the way to the top is not very mobility friendly. The good news is that Uetliberg is accessible for people with limited mobility, primarily via the S10 train from Zurich, which offers level access and takes about 27 minutes. Now, once at the Uetliberg station, it's roughly a 10 to 15 minute walk along a paved, mostly flat path to reach the summit panoramic views. Now, once you're at the top, the views of Zurich are just breathtaking. So if you want an even more better and panoramic view, then you can always use this tower. Now, it was free to enter, but beyond a certain level, there is a €2 charge. I don't think going up any more is going to improve the view. Pretty much the same, really. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, there you go. So beyond this point, you pay €2. I don't need to.
Let your life become living poetry. You were born with your heart.
Right, so that's it for me. I'm going to be heading back down to the city. So the very last thing I'm doing here in Zurich is heading back to the airport, but not to go home. Zurich Airport has one of the best aircraft viewing platforms I have ever seen. Just head up these escalators and follow the signs to the observation deck. Now, if you're like me and crazy about aircraft, then you won't want to miss this. To get onto the observation deck costs just 5 francs, but you can get in free with the Zurich card. Just go through security and you're there. Okay, I'm through security. This viewing area is massive, but it also has something for the kids as well. A mock aircraft play area where your young ones can get to feel what it's like inside the cockpit. The play area even comes with its own control tower, just like the real thing. Zurich Airport has many runways. From here you'll have a good view of most of the takeoffs and landings. So that wraps up my brief visit to Zurich, a city worth visiting even just for the day. Please do hit the like button and do consider subscribing to the channel as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye for now.